Steer right.
Continuing with our theme, umpires missed 56 calls during the World Series. 30 of them went against the Dodgers, of course, 26 against the Yanks, so pretty close that way. Carlos Torres and Doug Eddings had significantly below average games in games 1 and 4. This from Umpire Auditor. The rest called slightly above average games. I know some of you ask about this. We're probably one of the only shows to get in depth on the umpire situation. We certainly popped off when we saw the list initially. And actually, Torres was one who I didn't think would perform as poorly as some others. I do legitimately think he was a bit shook and nervous and actually had like a human element bad game, especially early on in that game. Like the zone was all over the place. I mean, you could feel it. But thoughts on what we saw just now? Because even, Todd Father, the slightly above average games are just not good enough for the World
No.
Series. This really puts a bow on what we talked about, remember? Because we said it should be the elite of the elite. We didn't get that.
No, we didn't get that. And a sign for me, I was like, game 1, first inning, Kratzy and I even wrote about it. Like, I was like, whoa, there were 6 or 7 missed calls in one inning of the World Series game on both sides. And I wasn't just saying for Yankees or for Dodgers, both sides. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be trouble. And, you don't want to blame umpires because I don't think it was like one call where you're like, bro, that changed the whole outcome of the series. But during some tough times, you could think back that, I think Judge walked when it was the ball, half the ball was on the outside corner. Mookie Betts should have struck out, and luckily, for the Yankees, he popped up. There were just instances where it could have changed the whole series. And, if you look at the numbers of these guys, they weren't even some of them weren't even top 10 at the end of the year. So it's like, why aren't you putting the best of the best? And that would be my question to, whoever runs it. Why aren't you putting the top 7, what is it, 6, 7, 8 guys out there who earned it?
Yeah, an earned basis would be great. But I'll go with the other part of this is catching. For years, we talked about this. Austin Barnes would start 1 or 2 of these World Series games for the Dodgers. Dodgers didn't win the World Series other years. They won it this year. I get it. They won in 2020. Maybe they saw that there was a way to get more value out of out of other things other than just receiving. If you watch just the naked eye, Austin Barnes is better at receiving, better at getting umpires to call ball strikes and getting the strikes called strikes than Will Smith is. The Yankees, very similar. That's why I was a Yankee. They would pick me up for my receiving numbers. There's value in that receiving. There's value in duping the umpire to make them think a ball is a strike. And the Dodgers kind of went away from that. They went away and they stuck with Will Smith, who I gave praise the other day when Ken was on about his game calling, because there's a piece of that. So if you're the catching coach for the Yankees and you're the catching coach for the Dodgers, you're saying, man, like we lost to the Yankees in the receiving department. The Yankees catching coach is like, yeah, we beat them. We gave it everything they had. It shows that maybe all those numbers don't necessarily equate to wins in the moment. Kind of like, not being able to block a ball with a runner on third, analytically, numbers-wise, is the same as not being able to block a ball with a runner on first. I disagree. And to me, it shows this shows it that you might have had the best receiving numbers, but you didn't come out on top.
You're right. The stats aren't perfect, and this is a perfect example of that. And one more time for the crowd in the back, put the best umpires in the World Series. It's not that complicated. If it is complicated, you need to take a look in the mirror and say, we're doing it wrong. It's the best of the best. That's how baseball works. It's MLB. It's the World Series. Top what?
Top 20.
Top
20,
if
you don't end in the top 20, you just don't get a World Series games. That's fine. To me, you get in the top 20. That'll take away the guys who are just getting called up and really hungry. You can't have those guys in. They don't have enough dirt in their turfs since they don't wear spikes. Mm-hmm. They don't have dirt in their turfs to call a World Series game. But those dudes can push everybody else. So you end up in the top 20 and you have to have at least 5 years of time in the show.
Well, you would need, not to be critical, but you need 24 for the when they have 4 games going on. So I would say
I just mean the World Series. Series. Playoffs.
My bad.
Playoffs.
My
stick
bad.
with your
My
same.
bad. Okay.
Stay with the same situation. Same. Everybody's. You can still get your opportunities in the playoffs, but just like players, it's the biggest stage. You earn it. You earn your opportunity to be in the World Series.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.